Okay, so recording is started. Now we'll start the lecture. So in the previous classes, we were discussing about how to access the online web OPACs. We have already discussed, and we have also discussed the features of the web OPACs and what kind of retrieval features they have. Also, we have discussed about the union catalogs, their features, and how to access them. Basically, in this class, we will try to learn how we can access scholarly databases in detail. So moving ahead, we in the previous classes also we had discussed about the characteristics of an external information retrieval systems, like what are the different characteristics they have, and also we had discussed about some of the retrieval features of the basic information retrieval systems, and we'll discuss again a little bit about these features. So usually what happens that in any information retrieval system, most of them will have more than one databases. So first option is that user has to select a database, and user select a database to which he or she wants to search, and then mostly databases will have one simple and advanced search options, that is also called novice and expert search modes, and the search are usually conducted with the help of keywords or phrases that are mostly supported, and common search techniques that are supported in almost all the search in these databases are boolean search, truncation, variant form, proximity search, and field search. We have already discussed these kind of all search techniques in detail one by one, and today we will see how these techniques are implemented in various systems, and today we will talk about the scholarly databases. So searches can be limited by applying certain restrictions such as language, date, type of material, etc. And also we can conduct search by a range of period like date of publication, for example. And some systems show the frequency of occurrence of search term in the output, like how many times the particular search the term has been in a particular every record, that also it shows. And some systems also support thesauri, and the search results can be sorted sometimes, like ranking algorithms or ranked relevance ranking is also implemented. So terms to understand, we have already discussed about this, what is search bar, and uh, let me admit one more student here. So what is search bar, what are fields, we have discussed already. These are the fields. Field is a particular way like we store in the databases by which we can we use some characteristics to retrieve information from the database. Then we have the result display pages where the results are displayed. This we have discussed in the previous classes also. Then relevance ranking and record display page. This is record display page, and some item identifier will be there. So these portions we had already discussed in previous classes. Now moving on to the retrieval features of electronic scholarly databases. So basically, first we will understand what is a scholarly database. Scholarly database is nothing but it is a collection of uh, scholarly output of researchers. So how what people do, that they do research, and on the basis of their research they produce some kind of scholarly output in the form of research articles, in the form of uh, re- uh, uh, case studies, in the form of conference proceedings, in the form of book chapters, in the form of books, in the form of technical reports, that whatever sources we had discussed in the previous first classes, primary sources and other unit, those all are the product of scholarly endeavor, and these are the output of scholarly activities. So these scholarly databases, what they do, that they store these kind of sources and make it accessible to researchers. Some are paid, some means you have to pay subscription fees to access them, and some are free of cost. So we'll see the specific features of the electronic scholarly databases. So in this, users can browse each issue or can search the entire collection, which means that, for example, in the case of a journal, you can browse a particular issue, or you can access or search the whole collection. And then there are usually novice and expert search modes, and word and phrase search facilities are available, keyword and phrase search facilities are available, and also boolean search, truncation, search and limiting search and range search features are there, and you can limit the search by date, collection, language type. And the searches are usually conducted on metadata or on the full text of the articles. And the difference between the opaques and the scholarly databases is that in opaque we only search on the metadata, but here in scholarly databases we can also search on full text. But you should remember always that searching full text gives lot of uh, uh, recall, means it gives lot of results and lot of irrelevant results. So usually the databases, they do not search in the full text, but they only search in the metadata, so that precise results will be displayed. And the output that they provide is available in one of the forms like HTML, or in both forms like PDF and HTML. So you should know that HTML is kind of a packaging format in which we can package text, image, video, anything we can package. Similarly, PDF is a portable document file in which we can have images, tables, and graphical as well as textual data together in a well set structured format, so that their formatting etc will not be distorted. So this is the preferred format in which the output, the scholarly database provide output. So what we will do that today, I will share with you some demo of some of the scholarly databases, and I have tried to include as example almost all kind of scholarly databases. This also include indexing and abstracting databases and scholarly databases as well. So first we will discuss about the Emerald Insights database, and it is a database of a particular publisher, that is Emerald Publishing. And we'll discuss the how to access this Emerald Insights, and as well as what are the different retrieval techniques or features that are available in uh, this particular Emerald Insights database. And then we'll discuss about Project Muse, that is also a kind of database of books, but it is particularly limited to the books or resources belonging to social science and humanities. So like for example, arts and humanities. So basically Project Muse focuses more on arts and humanities. We'll also discuss about JSTOR, that is another database for the archival database for storing the publications or journals of different publishers for long term preservation. And later on in next classes we will discuss PubMed Central, Google Scholar, and academic search engine that is called Base. These all we will discuss in detail. So uh, I shall move to now the demo part, and I'll share with you my browser, so that in that I will discuss about the features or how to access the databases. So now you see here, this is the Emerald Insight, that is the database of Emerald Publishing. And you see here it is published by Emerald Publishing. Emerald Publishing is nothing but a kind of scholarly database, scholarly publisher that publishes records in the field of mostly in the field of management and other subjects, information sciences, library science, management, and other subject. So in your subject itself there will be some database, some publishers which are more inclined towards the uh, publication of your field, so you have to find out. So this is one example where the database we are discussing about the features of a particular publisher database. Publisher database means one publishing house only. Later on when we go to JSTOR, JSTOR is like it more than 200 publishers, 400 publishers are have formed they give their records, and it is indexed in JSTOR. We'll come to it later. So if you go to Emerald Insights, the Emerald Insight database is free to access, at least for the for searching part. But for the document, for finding the document, you need to log in, or you need to have subscription. And it depends, if some articles are open access, then you do not require that. But if some records are not so open access, or it is closed, then you have to pay. So in between, if you have any question, you can just ask the questions if you have. Okay. So so first we will see the simple search of this. So it is written, start your search here, and search by title, author, keyword, ISBN, DOI, and more. So what I'll do, I'll try to search with a simple example called library management. Say for example, I am interested in documents related to library management. Now you see, I have got a drop down which is called auto suggestions. So here you see, auto suggestion means as and when the user starts typing the keywords in the search bar, the system prompts the user with some suggestions that might be of interest to the user. So this is called auto suggestion. And in the auto suggestion text box, the system right now suggesting me three options. First one, it is saying that you want to search this term in all the content that is available on this particular database, or you want to search in there is one match on library management in the ebook direct match. So if you want to go directly to here, or if you want to search in the journals, because it is Emerald Publishing publishes ebooks also, it publishes journals also, and it publishes a lot of case studies also. So it is suggesting me in which particular part you want to search. So right now I am not interested in any specific journal or any specific ebook. I am interested in the whole content. So I can just click on this lens button, and it will take me to it will search the query, the whole database. Now once it has searched, it will show you like every database. We have also seen in the opac class also that like every database, it will show you how many records have been retrieved. So right now it is showing that 44,000 records have been retrieved. And so and it is sorted by which way? By the relevance way, means the records are sorted by relevance. So we'll come to this part later, but this whole page is known as result display page, where we get the results. Now you see, each result has a form in the form of a card. So this is the first card, that is the first result, then the second result, third result, fourth, like that. And how many results per page you want, you can click on this particular. For example, if you, by default it gives you 10 results per page, but you can increase it also. So for example, you are doing some research, and you want to conduct a literature review, and you are collecting the relevant articles on the particular topic, say for example IBM management. Now in this, among these search results, you need to find out which are the documents are relevant for you. So for the purpose of this, each result has, so first on the top it will give whether you have access to this or not. So here like because it is not free of cost, so it is saying that you need to log in to see the access. Say for example, if some record is open access, it will be available as also none of them here on the first page have access. So it is showing that you have to check it. So now the first thing next that is shown is whether it what kind of record it is. So it is an article. Article means a particular item which is published in some journal, and the date of publication it is showing, as well as the title. And the title is hyperlinked to the full page of the record, that is the item display page or record display page. Then the authors names are listed, and each author name is hyperlinked. So if you want like for example, if you're interested in the particular authors, uh, this one publications, then you can directly click on the author name, and there will be a new search by the name of the author. And then the a small summary is given, as well as you have the you can download the article in the form of HTML or PDF. So if you click on the view summary and detail, you will get in detail the abstract of the document. This is the abstract. And then you have the detail, like in which article, in which journal it is published. For example, this particular item is published in the electronic library in the volume 27 number 2, that is the issue number 2. And what type of document it is? It is a research article. What is the DOI? You have got the DOI, ISSN number, and the keywords that are given by the author. The keywords are also available. So if you are interested, you can click on this particular article and download it. So each record will have these details for each result will have these details. So this is the result display page of uh, Emerald Insight, and then from here you can sort the results newest to oldest and oldest to newest, and by default the result is sorted by a relevance ranking algorithm, which is a proprietary algorithm on which basis what is relevance ranking. For example, we have 44,000 results. Now how to decide that this particular item has to be on number one? This decision is being made on the basis of the relevance algorithm or relevance ranking algorithm that is used by this system in the backend. Apart from this, you have different filters available, like you can create filters like only content you have access or only open access content. Similarly, you can limit your search by using year wise, like last week, last month, 3 months, or if you want, you are interested in, say for example, 2001 to 2007 article only. So somebody has said that it was published in the year 2001 to 2007, then you can also directly uh, specifically say system to only filter those records which are published from 2001 to 2007. Similarly, you can also sort the results or filter the results on the basis of the type of the particular content. So for example, in this articles are there, and books, book part, case studies, early site articles, and expert briefings. These are some of the articles which are available. So among the 44,000 articles, 38,568 are article records. On articles are 38,568. 4,000 are books, 743 are case studies, like that. So if I click on a particular record, then I am led to the item display page. In the item display page, I can read the whole uh, document in like the where it is published, and if I want to go to a particular journal also, that I will go there, I'll show you, and then the full abstract of the journal. And if I have access, like if my library has subscribed this, then I can also read it, uh, the full text here. So because please note, you might not have access, because I do not have access, so it is not allowing me to read the paper. I need to have the login access. If my library is subscribing, I can read this article. Also, I can download the RIS file, like for example, to import it in Zotero reference management software, that also I can do. Although I can directly import in Zotero by using my Chrome extension also. And similarly, if I want to see, I'm interested in this article and I am looking that it also shows me some related articles also, related articles that are similar to, by using some algorithm, they are recommending me some articles that I can also go through. So this is one feature of this one. And also, if I want to go directly to the particular journal, that also I can go, and from here I can see all the volumes that are published by this particular journal, and all the articles that are published by this particular, for example, the electronic library. And the early sites are the articles which are not yet published formally, but they are available online so that you can read them. So I can, volume wise, I can browse all the articles which are published by this particular journal, the electronic library, and it's who are the editors and other things I can just go through it, because it is a publisher database. So all the journals which are indexed by, they have made profiles for each journal. Now coming back to the just this Emerald Insights advanced search options. Advanced search, if you see, and in advanced search you have to uh, you can, as you remember, you can specify in which particular field you want to search. For example, uh, like the Gandhi example, that search within the author names. I am not interested in library management in only those documents which have a library management term in the title. Then I will write here title and then library management. And also, if I want, I can use phrase searching also, by using quotations I can specify, and then I can add rows, and I can specify and or not operator. Say for example, I know that library management is also known as library administration. So I can use library administration also, so that the documents which have used library administration as their uh, term in their title, they also must be retrieved. And similarly, I can go on and I can add rows. I can specify the range of date range and access type, and then click on search. So if I search, it will show you the command or the query that is run in the system. So you see here the query that is run in the system. You can see the field codes also, like for title. And once you are once you know the field codes, you can directly write query here. You don't have to go to advanced search feature. Directly, if you are aware of the keywords, you can directly write and then you can write title colon. Directly you can write. And this way, so you can write your queries also. So this is the basically query that is run in the background, and you get the results. So now you see I have changed the title, only title. Now the results are only 356 results are there, and only those documents which have library management in their title only are displayed here. Library management or library advances in library administration. So or operators working advances library administration. So any questions regarding this Emerald Insights? I think the advanced search options and others are clear to you.
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
Uh, so now just I'm moving to the another database, that is the JSTOR. And JSTOR is basically it holds lot of journals, primary sources, and books as a and it is basically a kind of archive of many publishers. See here they are asking for publishers by publisher wise also you can search. And it is a not for profit organization helping the academic community to use digital technologies to preserve the scholarly record and to advance research and teaching in sustainable ways. So basically, for example, some societies, some academic societies and professional association earlier, they did not have much money or much expertise to make their collection or make their journal accessible on internet. So what these JSTOR people did, they contacted those agencies, and then they will so it is saying that I'm running out of time. In 10 minutes it will be over. So I just discuss the JSTOR features, and then we will discuss about the in the next class we'll discuss other features. So in JSTOR also
Okay, sir.
directly I can search by library management, and you see here the auto suggestions. The way they have implemented auto suggestion is different. Now it is saying that directly it has shown me that how many results are available on this particular term. And then it is the auto suggestion is giving me option whether I want to search in author title or publisher name. So directly I will search here, and then this is the record display result display page, and here it shows me how many records are results are available. And then by default it is sorted by relevance ranking. And then each result has the type of the particular content, the title which is hyperlinked to the actual item, and then the author name, the journal where it is published, the full citation of the journal, and the subject keywords that are available. Okay. And then I can click on any of the uh, items, and I can export it also later. Okay. And similarly I can refine my content by just by journal or research reports or book chapters, like that primary source, pamphlet, serials, document. And range wise I can specify also. They have some subject wise also, they have divided the whole collection in some subjects, so you can also specifically specify which particular subject you want to limit your search. Then access type, lot of content, a lot of subjects they have defined. You see lot of subjects are there, so you can select whichever subject you want. You can have the limit the results on the basis of that. So likewise you can, and also you can search within the results. That is the faceted searching, means the whatever the results that are available, you are searching now inside those results. And from here you can download the PDF directly. If you have access to this, you can download the PDF, you can save it. Just I will show you how saving works. Just I have clicked on the save button, and now it is saved in a workplace. So whatever article I click here and save, and say for example this one I am interested, I am clicking on saving, and then in the workplace directly all the articles whatever I have saved will be available here. So from here I can just download the whole, just I can download the citations of all the documents, like site, or I can like I can download as a RIS file all the items which I have sorted out or I have selected for further action. Okay. And so likewise this saving happens, like if you remember in my previous classes I had showed you na, some databases will have save history, save search history, or save button. So this is what have they have in this way they have implemented. Now coming to the advanced search button. So in the advanced search it is very similar, only one thing that is important is that and or not plus near, near 5, near 10, near 25. So this is what do you mean near 5. So you, if you remember my search technique classes, so in that we had discussed about the proximity search. So in the proximity search you have the near 5, near 10, or near, means there are two terms. Like for example if I am writing library management, so which means that the two terms should appear in the proximity of 5 words. Two terms should appear in the proximity of 10 words. Two terms should appear in the proximity of 25 words, means in a paragraph, in a sentence, or in a particular nearby 5 words. So anywhere in the 5 words this library management term appears, then the not here, but we have to put it the term here, so that, so library and near 5 management. And if we search by this, then we can narrow by all the features we have. Just I'll show you. So no result was found for this one anyway. So you can narrow it by, in the beginning itself, if you're interested in only articles you can click on it. If you're interested in the particular journal only, then you can select English also only. And date wise also, if you want to from only last 10 years articles, you put here the last the dates from where to from where, which if you have particular journal or book title, you know that it was published in this particular journal itself, directly type its name. If you have ISBN, you can then filter it by the journals, or discipline wise also you can filter it. So this is the advanced search feature. Once you search that, you can also go to search help, and you can see, you can open it on your system also later on, and you can see the search help feature uh, to learn about the different this one techniques that are available, and how you can implement the techniques. And in the all fields, all some title, abstract, caption is available. So we will stop here today, and in the next class we will discuss about the other features of JSTOR database, as well as the features of other databases. And if you have any questions, you can ask.
No.
We'll see this and we'll then tell you.
Okay, okay. So let me pause the recording, stop the recording.